Hey, so we've got something really exciting today. So the first hint that I will give you is that it's going to be on a train. And it's also the first time that both of us have done this. So stay tuned for the next thing. All right, so I don't know how you guys can hear me, but it's actually pretty loud out here. But today we're actually taking an auto train. So this is something that Kayla and I have really wanted to do for quite a long time. It's something I finally took the opportunity to. So this train is kind of interesting. You actually have to have a physical boarding pass. I had the thing on my phone, but they still told everybody you have to check in. You have to get the physical boarding pass. So Kayla and I went and got that. So now we're just kind of sitting and waiting. So the other thing is you have to drop off your car before 3 p.m. But the train doesn't board until about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and it doesn't leave until 5. So quite a bit of logistics in getting here, but we actually did make it, so I'm happy about that. We have already made one tiny mistake. We went to Publix yesterday and bought a bunch of snacks, but unfortunately, all of those snacks, we left them in the back seat of the car, and they already took our car and loaded it on the train, so we didn't have any snacks. We are going to get dinner tonight served to us, and we should get like a continental breakfast tomorrow.
To the top, make a left. All right. Thank you. No problem. No problem.
It's a struggle to get in.
It's a little tight.
It is a little tight. It's cool. We'll do a full tour here in a minute.
Welcome aboard train number 5243. My name is Zeke, and I am your attendant for our special journey back home to Lorton, Virginia. I will be coming around each room to get your bedtimes down for tonight and to personally introduce myself and get to know you a little better. Now please sit back and enjoy the ride.
All right, we just got boarded onto our train and into our room. It's pretty cool, and I'm gonna give you a tour of the whole thing. So this is our room. And down here next to the bed, we have a sink. We have a sink and a mirror and some like towels and washcloths. And then we have some lights and have a tall guy and stuff like that. Nice little closet. And then we have like a big couch to just relax on. And tonight at 8 p.m., he's gonna come back and he's going to turn this into a bed. And then he's going to take this up here where this handle is down to make a bed. We have a cute little table and an extra seat that we can put up and down if we want more floor space. In here we have, we have some toe clips, 3 of them.
Little towels.
And then we have a wet bath with a toilet and a shower, and then there's like two towels in there. So all wetness should be contained in the bathroom, hopefully. So yeah, nice to have our own bathroom shower to use. You can get a room with access to a shower and toilet for cheaper. This is also our first time in an overnight train, and it might be our only time in an overnight train, so we definitely wanted to go all in on it and get the best experience possible. It's a 16-hour train ride, and we get to just enjoy the views, so it'll be great.
It is also nice that there is 2 outlets, one there, and then there's also one by the sink, which I showed earlier. I realized that we will probably be traveling backwards the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that matters to you, but
We'll find out.
So I did want to mention we actually did leave a little bit early, about 10 minutes early. United States trains are on time.
We can teach together. First call, 6 p.m.
It was sketchy. So we just got back from dinner. We didn't really film any of it. It's like a communal kind of dinner, so we sit with other people, and we met this really nice couple that we got along well with and chatted a bunch, so it was really nice. And I had salmon with like quinoa and green beans, and then like a chocolate mousse for dessert. It was pretty good. It was very standard food. Ben had some steak and potatoes and green beans with like a blueberry lemon cobbler cheesecake. And from what I heard, it was really good. So now we're back.
Did you try some?
Yes, I did try some. It was pretty good.
From what I heard, it was pretty good. That's some nonsense.
And now we're back in our cabin at 8 o'clock tonight. So in about 40 minutes, they're going to come and do turn down service for us to get this guy down and ready for bed.
It gets kind of small once the beds are down, but I think that's a benefit because the beds are pretty big. So the bottom one's almost like a double.
Stop laughing at me. I'm glad this thing is here.
Ben's a little tall for the top bunk.
All done.
What if you have to go to the bathroom during the middle of the night?
Well, it's gonna be rough.
Do your feet reach the bottom?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I can move up. It's really good. I think if you're 6'2" or larger, this might be
A little rough.
a little rough. It'll definitely be rough if you're 6'4", for sure. But you should be able to fit most people. So the bottom bunk is definitely the bunk to be on. So if you're gonna like bid for a bunk, get the bottom one.
All right. 9:45 at night, and we've made it to almost Savannah. So we'll see where we are in the morning. It's taken us, 4.5 hours, 5 hours to get here. So keep you updated. Also, I think you can hear that door rattling, so that should be fun tonight.
Good night, Kayla.
Good night. Good morning. It's 7:12 in the morning, and we're almost to Richmond, Virginia. We'll get into our how we slept later.
Good morning vlog. Just enjoying my morning on the train. The train did rock and roll quite a bit last night. Some of the tracks were pretty rough. I don't know how much sleep I got, but it wasn't much. Maybe about 4 or 5 hours. But that's way better than I expected. I only expected to get maybe like 2. So I'm pretty happy. Better than what I expected. But if you're gonna get on a sleeper train, you're gonna expect to sleep for like a solid 8 hours. Unless you're a really heavy sleeper, I doubt it.
It's true. I think Ben slept more than I did.
It's probably true.
It's okay.
Is
He's
you?
driving today.
Yep.
Yep. A couple times I thought we were gonna go off the tracks. I'm like, wow, this is
I felt like we
insane.
were definitely feeling like we were off-roading at some point.
Yeah. But earplugs are a must. I did not have earplugs. Ben had earplugs. Technically, they're my earplugs, but
Thefted the earplugs.
that's the earplugs.
I'm gonna go grab breakfast.
Yeah, we're gonna get ready, get breakfast, and have him turn up our room, which means put the beds away.
So I forgot to mention last night, I actually did end up taking a shower, and it was pretty good. Pretty warm. I didn't think it was bad at all. What do you think, Kayla?
I thought it was great. I mean, I think for someone Ben's size, it might have been a little small because he's like 6'1", but for me, it wasn't too bad. It was kind of like showering in a camper. So, done that. You can do it on the train. Water was really hot. You didn't have to wait for it to get hot either. It was like pretty quick, so that's really nice. We appreciate that, not having to stand in the cold water. All self-contained, doesn't get into the room at all, so that's mint. So, yeah, it was a good experience.
One of the big reasons we ended up taking this train was for the experience, but it is actually economically viable, if I could call it that. So this train actually goes from Lorton, Virginia, which is just south of DC, all the way down to Sanford, Florida, and back. So we took the return trip. So we actually drove down from North Carolina into Florida and spent some time there. And then we are now driving back, but we're taking the train back instead. It is a little bit longer, so it's about a 9-hour drive to North Carolina. So if we would have left yesterday at 12 o'clock, we probably would have gotten home around like 9-10 o'clock. But the train does take significantly longer, about 16 hours. But you don't have to do any of the driving. You can kind of sleep on the way. You get dinner and breakfast included. So it's not too bad at all, at least, you know, in my opinion. It isn't terribly cheap, but they do take your car with you. So I think if you were going to go down to Florida from a long time and you're anywhere north or basically west of DC, it actually makes kind of a good trip. You can kind of just drive into DC, hop on the train, take your car with you to Florida. If you're going to spend 2 or 3 weeks there, you can stay down there and you don't have to get a rental car for that period of time, which can be quite expensive. And I think that's really where the economic viability kind of comes in. So that's where I really think that this train works, especially if you don't want to drive those distances. It's significantly more relaxing. You can kind of just sit in the car and, you know, eat some food and whatnot. Other than that, I think that we ended up just taking it basically for the adventure and to kind of document the trip. So, but we are getting to the end here. We're getting close to our station. I think one of the things I'm most curious about is how long it's going to take us to get our car. That was when we had dinner last night. We met a great little couple and they kind of told us that they take this train all the time. But they warned us that, and they asked us, you know, did we pay for the priority unloading of our vehicle? And I said no. She said this is the first time that they've done it, but in the past they've had really bad experiences where their car was the last car unloaded, and that had taken over 2 hours. So fingers crossed. I really hope that that is not us today. So maybe I should have paid that $95. We'll see how bad that decision was in a little bit.
Those are my family that's on a vacation. Charlie, no running. Okay? We thank you and we welcome you to Lorton, Virginia.
We found our snack bag.
Still here.
all of our delicious snacks that were forgotten by us. All right, we got our car back. It took almost an hour to unload our car, so words to the wise, if you have the money, go ahead and get the priority offboarding of your car. It's like $95.
Yeah, it's like 95 bucks. It's 100% worth it. If you see it on there and you think it's a gimmick and it tells you the train is only 40% full, it's false. Just pay for it.
Yeah.
Your life will be so much easier because you'll walk off the train and within, 15 minutes your car will be right there.
Yeah.
Versus waiting like an hour and 30. So it's 100% worth it.
Yeah. So we liked the journey overall. It was pretty out of the way for us. So we did it for more of just an experience. Now we're just headed home. We have about a 4-hour drive home. So we're gonna end it here. It says deodorant soap. Is that multi-purpose? Are you getting top bunk or am I getting top bunk?
Who's less likely to fall out?
Train facts with Ben and Kayla. Did you know
No.
that you can take a train from Portugal all the way to Singapore? It's 10,000 miles and it costs you about $7,000.
But you can do it.
But you can do it. You're not on one train the entire time. You have to make like switches, but you can get all the way to Singapore by train.
I would like to subscribe to Train Facts with Ben and Kayla. So can I get more train facts?
Yeah, you can. The U.S. has the largest train network in the world. More than double the size of China. It's mostly due to cargo trains, not people trains, because we're bad with public transportation. But it's still the biggest.
By distance?
Yeah.
Cool.
And the longest continuous train ride is in Russia. It's that goes from Moscow to, I forget where, it's like 5,000 miles though. I can't remember the train's name.
Is that Moscow to Siberia? The Trans-Siberian?
It's Trans-Siberian, yes. Switzerland has the steepest train ride in the world.
Where are you getting these train facts from?
It also has the snowiest train ride in the world.
All right. That concludes Train Facts with Ben and Kayla. That has been your Train Facts episode.
Then you says that you go from car to car. If you see the door that goes in the car, please do not place your foot on any object beside the door. It does not. Once again, it does not work on that principle.
Don't video me. Stop. I'm sure I could release this. It might be a little bit easier. But okay. Ain't too bad. The bottom's definitely better. For sure. And a little bit bigger.